Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Here's 5 things that many people are not aware of with the VA. We'll call it hidden benefits within the VA kind of process and system. Some things that people just aren't aware of. Now, obviously, if you're watching this, you've probably watched 1,000 videos by now, and you may already know a lot of these. It might be a refresher, and it might just be a reminder that the new veterans coming into the fold may not know this stuff, so you can help share the word to your family members or other individuals that you may come across in the veteran sphere, right? So there are several, in my opinion, and this is not limited to just these. There's 5 kind of off the top of my head that I just kind of scribbled down. So there are 5 kind of hidden benefits that I wanted to go over here and just kind of chime in on, just to bring it back to your awareness and keep it kind of in the forefront. So again, we can share this information. So with that, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. And one way to support the channel, let the video run. Even if you sit your phone down and walk away for a minute to go do something and come back, it helps YouTube understand that this video has some sort of value and will help to push it out to more. So it's just, it's to increase the reach, right? So I appreciate that. Another way is to become a member. Becoming a member is a great way to support the channel, and I really appreciate all you members, and it also helps me find you faster in the comments, and I try to get back to everybody in that kind of column. So moving on here, there are several hidden benefits available to veterans. Here are some of them. This is 5 that I was thinking about. You can still, this is kind of the top one. And again, this goes on kind of misperceptions out there with how the VA works and all that stuff. One is you can absolutely still obtain VA disability compensation benefits if you're missing records that really show that condition is from your time in service. Yes, you can. Sometimes what happens is we kind of, I don't know, put ourselves into a corner and we start to assume that we need to prove without a reasonable doubt that a condition was actually, we go all the way to was caused by the military. And really the reality is that it doesn't need to have been caused by the military. It had to have manifested during your time in service. And if you don't have any records on it, you can utilize buddy statements, right? Let's say you hurt your back on some sort of a forced march. You had a big, heavy pack, you fell, you twisted yourself. You had a couple buddies that saw that happen. And ever since then, your back's been bothering you and you've been taking Motrin ever since, right? Or you had migraine headaches, or you had gastroesophageal reflux disease, right? And you didn't document any of that stuff while you were in, and you didn't document it until 10 years after you got out. Well, 10 years after you got out, you started talking about it to your doctor. Your doctor asked you, well, when did that first start happening? And you stated back during your time in service. Great. That's part of the steps, right? Now, in those conversations with your doctor, you can have them put together what's called a nexus letter. Basically, the doctor using whatever rationale they have and pointing to the fact that your condition is at least likely as not to have manifested or occurred during your time in service, or is a result of your time in service. And kind of back that up with your buddy statements, either from a spouse or people that you knew that you served with, attesting to knowing that you had X condition, right? So yes, you can still get disability benefits even if you are missing service records. Next one here on the list, number 2. Many veterans are missing back pay and they don't know it. So a lot of times, right, most veterans don't just throw in a claim and get 100% and they move on with their life. Yes, those people are out there, and good for you for only having to deal with it once. There's many of us out there that, you file one claim, you're completely denied. And you walk away and you don't come back for many years. Then you go back again, then you get a 30%, and then you got some secondaries, and then you realize you could have filed something else. And meanwhile, 7 or 8 claims goes by before you finally get to where you should have been. So now you've done that, and the VA has done some back pay here and there, but maybe they missed some. And so you might need to maybe take a look and see how it all added up. You can, I'll call it enlist the help of an accredited veteran service officer or veteran service rep, somebody who's accredited with the VA, and you could ask them to request, or you could do it yourself, but they can get into the VA system and look at the dates of things too, and maybe they can spend some time with you to actually see if you got all the appropriate back pay. If something seems off a little bit, they can, or you can on your own, request the VA to do an audit on your service connections with regard to back pay to ensure that your back pay is correct. There's nothing wrong with doing that. The VA obviously is not perfect, and they do make mistakes. So that is something that that happens. So yes, you can request the VA to do an audit on your back pay for any missing back pay. Next one, number 3 here, you can apply for VA disability benefits as many times as you like. So it's not a one-shot, one-kill deal. It's not that you only get one opportunity and you better get it right. You can screw up 1,000 times and you can keep filing. The only thing that the VA really asks for is don't file the exact same thing with the exact same evidence over and over and over again. Add something new, right? So you can, I guess, in one way, use the same evidence for the same thing, and that would be a higher level review. So you could file a claim for X, and then they could deny it, and then you could say, hey, I just want somebody at a higher level to review this claim. So you're not really giving them anything different. But new claims and filing new things and filing again for stuff, you know, the idea would be is that you could file for as many conditions, you could keep filing every single year if you wanted to, or as often as you want. The suggestion is, if you have a claim in process, let that claim play out and have a decision on it before you file another claim. If you file multiple claims and you have multiple claims in process, the VA will merge those and kind of push them back in the stack and start you back from the older claim. So that part's important to understand. So the bottom line is that you can take as many bites of the VA apple as you'd like. So as you continue to get secondary conditions, maybe something new pops in your mind that that manifested from your time in service that maybe you missed, or conditions got worse, you can continue to file. There's no limit. All right, number 4. Individual unemployability benefits pay out the same as that 100% rating. So if you are a veteran, and I already know many of you get it and understand it, you know, but again, letting this video play helps to put this in the hands of those that don't know. So TDIU, or total disability individual unemployability, with the VA pays out at 100%. So you can be a 60%, 70%, 80%, 90% rated veteran with some criteria in there that could qualify you for that benefit. Now, can you earn money while you're on unemployability? Yes, it just can't be, you know, like a steady, decent amount. It could be sporadic here or there. You do an odd job, you sell a painting, you know, whatever. That type of stuff, you can earn some marginal income and still be on TDIU. But the rule of thumb is really you don't want to be earning money while you're on TDIU. The idea is that a service-connected condition or service-connected conditions are inhibiting your ability to hold down a job and have a you know, basically a living, right? So with that idea that these service-connected conditions or condition are causing you these problems to hold and maintain employment, the idea is that you would be able to then apply for unemployability due to, again, your service-connected condition. You can't say that it's because of something else. It has to be because of your service-connected condition or conditions. And then if you get granted, the VA will pay you out at 100% rating. And yes, individual unemployability can also turn into permanent and total and warrant the same type of benefits. All right, so moving on to the last one here is number 5. And that's educational funding. So we all know about like your Montgomery GI Bill or your post 9/11 GI Bill is the most current version, right? But beyond that, we also have, as veterans, the ability to access other types of educational benefits. So for the veteran side, you would have VRNE, so Veterans Readiness and Employment. That is often, now they look at it more as an employment track than an education track, but oftentimes education is the bridge that they implement in order to get you to that employment. So if you're not able to, continue to work or hold down a job because of your conditions, kind of similar to TDIU, but you can work. It's just you need a different field that's more suitable for your conditions. Then what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to apply for VRNE. They'll decide what you need. Let's say they say that you need to have a master's degree in X. They'll put you through a master's degree program. It could be 100% online. It could be in person. It's kind of your decision working with the counselor. And they will pay you out a monthly stipend. That monthly stipend is around $1,000 a month. If you're married and have a kid, obviously the more dependents you have, the higher it goes. The less you have, the lower it goes. And if you have any post 9/11 GI Bill remaining, what they'll do is in lieu of the $1,000-ish stipend, they'll pay you out what the equivalent would be for post 9/11 GI Bill, which is a pretty sweet deal. And you can also continue out your education. Now, the other educational thing is Chapter 35. If and when you get to a 100% rating, permanent and total, all of a sudden Chapter 35 becomes an option for your spouse and dependent children. They can go to school, any VA approved school, and receive $1,488 per month while they're attending the school. Now, they have to pay for the tuition out of their own pocket. So let's say that it's $400, just to use easy numbers, $488 a month to cover all the tuition for the school. Well, then they're pocketing $1,000 a month tax-free for other living expenses and so forth, whatever they need to use it for. So that's a great program. So that's kind of the top 5 things here, or not top 5, just 5 things that are often kind of forgotten, overlooked, or not really thought about. And again, I appreciate you. I'm just going to recap them here. So yes, you could still get VA disability even if you're missing service records. Many veterans are missing VA back pay for compensation and they don't even know it. You can apply for VA disability benefits as many times as you'd like. Individual unemployability benefits are an option and they pay you out at 100%. And then the last one is educational funding for both you through VRNE and obviously post 9/11. So post 9/11, VRNE, and then for your spouse and dependents, Chapter 35 when you hit that 100% permanent and total. So with that, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.